probably guessed, is Professor Mauser's birthday. And so spontaneously and as much as we could, we had the orchestra play Happy Birthday and his wife sing to him. This is a very small gift from the Calcutta School of Music for you. You had mentioned you wanted to know something about Hindustani classical music, so that's what it is. I hope you like it. And there is a heavier one from the Max Muller.
Just this afternoon, actually, we had a small talk about, because from here on, our beloved artist will go to Chennai, and as you all know, flies within India, it's 15 kilograms. So I'm adding, I guess, at least 2.5 to that. A little something on the city of
So it's been a very auspicious occasion. Professor Mauser is here with us at the Victoria Memorial on this evening. He is going to continue the concert now. Now comes the serious part of the concert. Let's see how you're going to appreciate it, because we've got Wagner and we've got Richard Strauss and we've got several things coming up. The reason this concert was called Towards Modernity, yes, the reason it was called Towards Modernity is, Sanjeev, don't go away. This is just a commercial break. You have to get your flowers now. Okay, so whilst we await Professor Mauser's performance along with his wife, this is, as I was saying, the serious part of the program. And it's going to be a little more difficult to grasp than the first half. It has been called Towards Modernity because of Richard Strauss and because of a composer called Rim, whom you're going to hear. They were the late Romantics and early into the last century. So it was a different kind of music, and they then paved the way for Schoenberg and others to bring Western classical music into the modern era. I think that's as far as I know. I won't be able to carry it any further. Yes, of course. So with that, I will invite Professor Mauser to say a few words, and then you will have his concert follow. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was really completely surprised and a little bit ashamed about these birthday wishes. I didn't know anything about it. Let's say me some words to the following program. We not only have the centenary celebration of Kolkata School of Music and its wonderful orchestra this year, but also another one. Germany, Europe, the whole world is celebrating the 150th birthday of the composer Richard Strauss, who was one of the most important figures of 20th century music. Above all, in the time about 1900, he was really a fighter of modernity, and he influenced many other composers. The 4 songs at the end of our program will be examples of this style. It is a style which on the one hand is a romantic one, a late romantic one, but on the other hand there are so many sophisticated harmonies and dissonances that it is looking forward to the future. To the future, for example, which was important for the Viennese composer Arnold Schoenberg. He was one of the composers who were influenced through the music of Strauss, above all by the 2 very important operas we cannot bring here for you, Salome and Elektra. But without Strauss, the development to the really modern music, to the avant-gardistic music in Europe, in Germany, in Austria, it had not worked. And Schoenberg had composed now music which is very radical in some respects. Above all, you can hear in the piano piece, Opus 11, number 1, which is a very famous piece, that he was going out from tonality, from the musical speech, which was for all composers the framework, I would say, since 1600 to 1900. And this piece is the first one, Opus 11, number 1, which went out from tonality and find new sounds, free sounds. It's on the one hand dissonant, but on the other hand very, very expressive, you will see. The composer, under the living composer in Germany, I would say, beside Helmut Lachenmann, Wolfgang Riem is the most important, and he has also a big influence all over the world. And he was also influenced from Strauss on the one hand and from Schoenberg on the other hand. The piano piece and the songs you can listen now are very radical. They are very expressive, they are ecstatic. It's a music which is crossing borders, also borders of listening. You must be open and then you will be fascinated. The start is very earlier, but I think with that composer who was at the beginning, in a wider sense, of modernity. It is Ludwig van Beethoven. His revolutionary music in the late 18th century and afterwards was the beginning of all the avant-gardistic tendencies afterwards came. This music is also very radical and revolutionary in a special sense. You find big contrasts in dynamics, also in the tempo relations. It is fast and slow, it is loud and soft, and everything in a very short time. It was, for the people in this time, it was shocking, and I think a little bit of this revolutionary shock stayed in his music, and so I think it's very good to start with one of his early piano sonatas, Opus 10, number 1 in C minor, one of his early revolutionary pieces. Thank you. you.